Connected. So, hello, good evening. I'm just, as you can see, trying to get the social ready, see if anybody's about. Surprise, surprise, on a Tuesday evening. There we go. Right, so we're going live. Hi, Georgie. Right, this is all a surprise to everybody. It's what we're trying to do anyway. Good evening. Right, as you can see, I haven't got the tan tonight. We've added some extra lights. It's just me tonight because I'm at home, and it's one of those bizarre things. And if it works tonight, then we'll do some more. Because obviously I've got everything at home now, so we're working from home, so I don't need to go into the office. Hello, Marion. Hello, Maria. Brilliant. There we go. So we got your hello, Claude. So yeah, so basically it's a case of that I just found a lovely video, a lovely interview, and I would just like to share it with you. And normally everybody's going, why don't you just like put it on your posters? And the thing is, there's nobody actually watches it when you put it on your post, because we see so many and people just put stuff up there and you're like, if I got time, I'll do it. So it's a case of I thought, well, we'll have a bit of a social night. We'll have the chat on. I can stand back because we'll watch a video, and it's only about 20 minutes long, and then we can chat in the comments box, and ask questions and stuff. But basically, it's an interview with a lovely old school medium called Mavis Pittilla. And it's obviously from the Lindsay and Tony podcast. So I've just found it, and to me, it's talks about mediumship, and she says things in such a nice way, so easy to understand. But we do have to understand, obviously, that we all have our own beliefs and our own ideas. So we'll be aware of that when my excuse me, I just saw the last comment. Yeah, it's not a reading show. That's the will be on a Sunday night. This is just me, and just sharing stuff that I find, and then if we can have a chat about it, brilliant. But as I said, we'll play it. Then we can talk about it afterwards. But she's a lovely old school. And as I said, if I find some more videos, or if anybody that's watching has got videos that mean something to them, and it's like, Dez, you've got to listen to this, you've got to see this, we've got to share it, then that's fine. And then if we can have 45 minutes in the midweek, brilliant. Because the simple fact is that I'm sat at home, I got all this stuff here, and I've got to use it. And if I can use it and share stuff, that's brilliant. Um, but she's old school. She comes from the Gordon Higginson, who was a brilliant medium from 1950s to when he passed a couple of years ago, I believe. Um, he was he was the chairman, I believe, of the Arthur Finney College, which is a big psychic college, a very well-known one. And this Mavis lady, she's a senior lecturer, senior teacher at the college, and it's just lovely. So I will play it. I will get in the chat room with you, and we can see, and hopefully some people may say, Dez, doesn't really sit well with me, which is fine. But this is where I come from, because obviously, as the people that know me, I come from a preaching family. So spirit has been in my life since before even I was born. Um, so we went to the church, and I mean, I used to do the spiritualist churches around Cornwall and around the southwest. So this is where we come from. So enjoy. And she just says things a lot better than I do.
So I wanted to open up and ask you about how you knew that you were a medium right away.
Well, really, because I saw the spirit world, I saw them as clear as I'm looking at you. Out of the blue, one sunny bright day, a cigarette in my hand. Just naturally, they just appeared. And they just told me to go and find a healer, or I wouldn't hear the New Year bells. And that was because I was very, very sick at the time.
When that happened, was this early in life or as a child, or it wouldn't be a child?
No, I got my son.
Yes.
So I would have been in my 30s.
Yes.
You know, when it happened. I really, you know, the soul has to open at a certain time.
Right.
And it's a misconception to think that the spirit world makes contact with us. What happens is the soul opens when it's ready, and that's where we give the power so we can see the spirit world.
Right.
So my soul needed that experience to take place so that I would see the spirit world, and that's what happened.
Yes.
And of course it was very natural at the beginning.
Okay, because I know there's lots of mediums probably listening right now, and some of them are just starting to develop or seeing spirit, whether it's in their mind's eye or right in front of them. And I know there's many mediums that have come through wondering why hadn't they experienced it during childhood years.
And that's the reason. It can't start until the soul is ready.
Yes.
You're born to do this work, but you have to wait for the soul to ignite mediumistically. And sometimes, you know, we've got to live real lives first. We've got to gain the knowledge about the earth and about people and the ups and downs of life and the trials and tribulations, because without them we don't have the great empathy that we need to have between the two worlds.
Yes.
Because we need to have that empathy and that love and sympathy, really.
Right, and that actually brings me to my next question, because I know so many people think that we have to live a spiritual life as mediums. And how would you say that you live your life as a medium? Because I know we're normal human beings, but there's a lot of pressure that comes with being a medium that we can put on ourselves.
Oh, absolutely, and you can put it on yourself. For some people, their need to meditate and their need to do certain rituals is very important to them. And without those rituals, they don't feel that they can accomplish anything. But for me, it's just natural. It's just so natural that I never have a problem. Okay, so I don't do any rituals at all. I don't meditate. I eat meat. I love a gin and tonic. And really, I don't suppose I live an unnatural life.
Right.
I live a natural life as a human being. And that's what you've got to remember, is that we will always be a human being. We carry within us a power. And we're carrying that around with us, within us. But we only need to ignite that power when we are using it for the betterment of the two worlds. So the rest of the time, you're just a normal human being.
I love that. I'm sure everyone listening is going to have a lot less pressure on their back hearing it from you.
Hopefully,
Yes.
hopefully, because we have got a lot of problems with people. And you know, mediumship sometimes can make you stressed. Instead of it being a joy, it becomes stressful. And the other thing I would say is that mediumship at the beginning is natural. When you start to develop it for platform or to do private sitters, to become professional, then it becomes unnatural.
Yes.
And then it has to become natural to you again. So it's like there's 3 stages. There's that natural stage, that unnatural stage, and then that natural stage. And how long will that take? I don't know. It depends on the person.
Yes.
All right.
I'm really glad that you brought that up. And, you know, going back to when you first started becoming a medium, I know we've had a conversation in class about the things that you used to do when you first started to prepare for a reading. Can you share it
Oh,
with us?
absolutely. I used to feel I had to have a shower before I went on platform. I had to wear exactly the same type of clothes. I had to pray to God and then pray to the spirit world that they would be there. Oh, so I had a lot of hang-ups, and I call them hang-ups rather than disciplines. Okay, and it was just amazing because I went to work at a place in London, and I didn't have time for the shower, I didn't have time for the prayer, I didn't have time to talk to the spirit world. I was just bombarded from morning till night to work. So you know, I found that it actually worked quite naturally. So I kind of shelved all those things to one side and just started enjoying it, really.
Yeah, and it probably took a lot less time
Oh,
for you
absolutely.
beforehand and
Absolutely.
stress.
Absolutely.
That brings me to my next question with spirit. You know, you are the voice of the spirit world, and I feel that it's so easy to focus just on the clients, the humans that are sitting in front of us to deliver the message. But I love your philosophy and your knowing and belief that our connection to spirit is so powerful in the way that, you know, once we really trust and believe in them, that's when everything unfolds. Can you tell us a little bit about what you think spirit wants us mediums to know while we're working?
First of all, I think they want us to remember that they are people, that they're intelligent people, and that basically they have loved someone very dearly on this earth, and that person will be in the audience or one of your clients for a private sitting. So they are going to know a great deal, and they'll have memories that they want to share. And what the mediums do is they kind of live for the yes. So if the spirit world are giving something that the recipient or the client can't take, what they will do is they'll start to panic and they'll start to change the evidence instead of thinking, well, it's fresh in the mind of the spirit.
Yeah.
The recipient's having to think about this, you know, and instead of interfering, just stay with the spirit world. Just let the spirit world sort it out, because they know exactly what they're doing. They're intelligent, and we shouldn't really take away from them the knowledge that they love the person that's in front of you, and secondly, they know all about the person in front of you, and then thirdly, that they still love them, and that's why this is happening, and that they organise the sitting.
Yes.
Okay, because they organise everything. So, you know, getting the mediums to relax really and let the spirit world get on with it.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's huge. And I love your teachings and your philosophy about really feeling the presence of spirit and carrying that out, not just about the evidence, but really feeling that presence too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot of mind mediumship at the moment where it's fact, 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 fact. But you know, love isn't based on fact.
Right.
Love is based on emotion, it's about memory, and it is about some of the facts. So really you have to have it all. But you know, the one thing the spirit world wants to do is give their love back to the person and let them know that they're still loved by them. So if the medium can open up and allow that love, that presence to come forward, then for the spirit world, that's the icing on the cake.
Yes.
You know, that's when they know, wow, that was a
Right.
good sitting for me. And, of course, it was a good sitting for them.
Yes.
And, you know, and always when you've finished a sitting or you've finished a demonstration, ask the spirit world whether they enjoyed it.
Yes. I love that you mentioned it, because I remember when we've been talking, you know, you talk to the students about sometimes you'll go outside and sit and have a conversation, you know, how did I do? Or that sort of
absolutely.
reflective conversation.
Absolutely. And sometimes they'll answer me and sometimes I get nothing back. But at least they know that I am on their side.
Yes.
You know, and it is important that the spirit world know we're there for them, that we're not there for ourselves.
Yes.
And once you can deal with a no without it harming the communication, then you know you have achieved that belief that you are there for the spirit world. You're not there for the people here, and you're not there for yourself.
Yes. That's
Okay.
so powerful.
Yeah, once you get to that point where you think, okay, I got a no, but later on she'll remember that. She'll remember that point. So why should I worry? I'll stay with the spirit because I know they know what they're doing.
Yes.
You know, that's when you know that you're doing it for the right reasons.
Which is huge to remember, because it's so easy to beat yourself up about things and really connect it to yourself as the human being in the medium when it really isn't about us.
No,
Right.
but you know, it took me years to get to this point.
Yeah.
So please don't think I've always thought like this. I've been where every other medium has been. I've fallen in every other trap that every medium has fallen into. I've possibly beat myself up 1,000 times. You know, and when people are listening or watching me work now and they say, oh, goodness gracious me, you know, I haven't always been in this belief system that I've got now. I had to actually grow into it. And we all grow into it by just building on our belief. That's what we
Yes.
do.
That makes complete sense. I have another question about going back to when you first started. If you could give your younger self, you know, when you first started as a medium, advice, what would you say to her?
I would say, stop worrying, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because really, it's that, you know, you worry so much. It's a very lonely life, mediumship, because you're in your head all the time, aren't you? You're with the spirit, but it's unseen. So there are many complications come up at the beginning.
Yeah.
A lot of complications. And yet, you want to do it, and you feel you want to do it for the right reasons. And yet, the more you try, the further away it goes. So the less you get, it's not being, yes, do be concerned and do be careful at how you think, and don't become blasé. But actually, I think I would be saying to myself, look, enjoy it.
Yeah. And I think that you do such a great job of that now.
I
You add
hope
so much
so.
humor to your teachings, and I know that you make the spirit world proud, definitely.
I hope so.
Yes. And one of the last things that I want to ask you is, if you wanted other people to know about your life and you wanted to summarize it in a word or a phrase, what would you share with them about your belief about your life?
Well, I think that sometimes I look at myself and I listen to people saying wonderful things about me. And I think, oh my God, I wonder if they know the real me. Okay, that they've got this image of me that really possibly I present when I'm in the power and I'm working with the spirit world. But there's a Mavis Pittilla under there,
Right.
okay, that really can lose her patience, lose her temper, that can be just an ordinary person.
Yeah.
Okay, and could have made mistakes, and I have made a lot of mistakes in my lifetime. So, you know, they always say, don't they, that be careful, don't put people on a pedestal because they've got clay feet. So I would suggest that I know I've got clay feet.
Oh, I love that.
Okay.
I love it. Is there anything else that you want to share with anyone listening that is thinking of really becoming a working medium?
Take your time.
Okay.
I think that would be it. Don't rush. Don't rush it. Learn the theory behind it. Understand your connection. Understand about you. Investigate you.
Yes.
Because you are an integral part of the communication. So at the beginning, really become aware. Start with awareness, then go to blending. But start with awareness. Become aware how you connect with the planet. Become aware how you connect with the universe as a whole, so that you can become aware of your own power. And for me, spend time developing your awareness and your belief and your trust in yourself
Yes.
before you start to think, goodness gracious me, I've got to become a professional. And don't make a decision about where your destination is. Just let it unfold in a natural way. The more natural you can be, the more the journey will unfold itself. And remember, the soul's got the architect's plan.
Yes.
You know, instead of going to the spirit world for everything, remember to go inside. The other thing I would suggest to every medium who's unfolding would be to keep a journal and write spiritually. And when I say right spiritually, I don't mean from the spirit world, but let the soul talk to you. Because sometimes, you know, I read, people send me beautiful work and they say, oh, the spirit world gave me this. And I look and I think, no, the soul gave you that, your soul. And we don't actually hold our soul and our spirit in the highest esteem that we should.
Yes.
We hold the spirit world, but we forget we are spirit. And it's holding ourselves in high esteem and taking care of that soul and that spirit and allowing ourselves to blend with that part of us. So then when the expansion comes, we've got our belief and then we offer that to the spirit world. And that's how we should unfold our mediumship.
I'm so grateful for your time and energy and your teachings, and I'm just so blessed that you're a part of my life, and I'm thankful for you taking the time today.
That's very kind of you. It's lovely to be with you, and you know I think a lot about you anyway, don't you? And you're a treasure for the spirit world, but you're also a treasure for the earth, okay? Because you'll work with two worlds, and you know we do heal two worlds. We look after two worlds, and that's
Yes.
our task. And mediumship's a vocation, it's not a job. And I think you've actually recognised that already, that it's a vocation and it's a life pattern. It's not something you can switch on and switch off. And I know you believe that.
I do.
You know, you meet people on this journey that that really will never actually unfold it to its fullness, because actually it's a job for them. And that really is, the attitude won't work like that.
Right.
You have to have it all, and it is a vocation. And we wear a mantle of ministry. We really do, because we minister unto two worlds. And I think you've got that role, and I think you'll go forward with it.
Thank you for being with us today.
There we go. Hopefully you enjoyed that and took something from it, because I just love the way that she explains that, you know, working with spirit, being a medium is so natural. But obviously it all depends on our soul and on our life experiences, you know, to when it comes to us. And I just thought I would bring that up because we was talking on the show on Sunday with Sue and you know and what have you about doing a course which we'll be doing, and obviously then I realised a lot of the people that watch the show and follow myself are mediums, or you know they're working towards they're working with spirit extremely well. Um, so I just thought I would share this with you because I just love the way, you know, that she was like saying obviously that there's no time scale to this. Um, you know, there's no time scale, and you know how don't have in your head what you think you're going to be doing, because obviously you may have agreed that you're going to be doing something else, you know, because you know not everybody wants to go onto the platform, not everybody wants to be a teacher as such. You know, people just want the one, or they want to become a good healer, or if you're an artist, you'll do psychic art. You know, there's so much more to this way of life, you know. And my big thing, this is my personal thing because I've come from a spiritual background, is spirit, you know, to you've you know become a spiritual person, and then everything will fall into place. Because then they'll, you know, like we said the other day, it's a case of asking or giving them the right to come and join you, and then they'll just open your life up, and you will not look back. Because we do have an argument about people say, is it a gift, you know, etc. And I always say, if it is a gift, it's one that comes with no receipt, because once you invite them in, they don't really like to go. It's like they'll stand back, but once you invite them in, that's the end of that. Because then the alarm bells will start to ring, and they'll put things into practice. Um, but people laugh, or they don't laugh at me. That's really bad. But they smile at me when I say, I work for spirit. I don't work for the person in front of me, because obviously, the people that do the readings online will understand your readee will come with an idea of who they want to speak to, um, and that may not be what spirit have in mind. Because once again, like the lady said, Mavis said, spirit um, will put me and the reader together, and it's up to us to work out why. And they may come down, just to give them love, or to, square some things up because they didn't have time before they passed over. And that's why I'm a very big believer of, sort everything out on this side, because you don't know, when your time is up, you know. Um, I was about to say, God forbid, nobody's going to pass that's listening to this, but it's a big thing of our work. And I love the way that she said it's a vocation, a very old word, um, but that's what it is. It is a way of life, and the people that work with me, they laugh at me because I'll go round and I'll suddenly start to laugh, and they'll go like, "What's the joke, Des?" And I'm like, sorry, love, I'm speaking to them, um, and it is big, to me, your spirit guides, your spirit friends should become your best friends. Because the more that you work with them, as you all know, the more familiar you get with them, the quicker they come, the more information they give you. Um, and they don't give you information, they give you wisdom, they give you information about life, about bettering yourself, because this is why we're on this side of life. My understanding, my belief is to become the most spiritual person that we possibly can, because that's where we came from, and that's where we're going back to. So, but yeah, thank you. I've got, obviously, Donna said it was interesting, Maria as well. Yeah, I mean, hopefully, you took something from that, even if it's that you can still be a spiritual person and drink gin, then that's fine by me. If you can just take that away and go, maybe I said that we can get really drunk on or off days. Obviously, you can't do it when you're working with spirit. Then that's fine, because as Sue said on Sunday, you know, we are normal in a weird way. But obviously, I smoke. I don't drink because I drive. But I have a cigarette. I used to drink when I was young, etc. But we're all normal. Because they do like that, because obviously when we get to the other side of life, we can't really, there are pubs, but obviously I don't think you'll be able to be one of those little energy balls going around drunk, because you'd just be like one of those flies, I suppose, in a glass bowl, just bumping your head to the side all the time. uh, but once again, if anybody else has got, get something online that you can click and relate and think, actually, you know, um, let's share this out there. You can, obviously give me the link, whatever. We can see what we can do. And if we like it, so say, Des, find some more, because there are some really good videos. There's some really good teachers, and obviously there's the not so good ones. Um, but obviously the not so good ones all have their own place. So they're all coming from the same spiritual place. But obviously some I find really hard to understand. And some like this. And as I said before, Gordon Higginson, he does a lot of videos, and a lot of lectures. He does brilliant trance. And it's those type of old school teachings that, to me, we're missing out now. because as we all know, you can go online and see loads of free reading shows when there's this young lady with who's just, or man, lady, man, doesn't really matter, but they just bought themselves a pack of cards. And as Mavis said, unfortunately, they're missing out on so much. They're doing a really good job, because they're giving the person what they want, and they're proving. But spiritually themselves, as I said, we have to grow. And if the show, can do that, brilliant. So, as I said in my thing, we will keep it short tonight. I'm not going to overrun because it is Tuesday, and I know that you just missed Emmerdale Farm if you're in the UK, so you still got time for EastEnders. That's not a problem for me. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and I've said, if I will look for some more stuff to put up there, because as I said, we're at home, and half an hour midweek, not a problem. And then we'll see you hopefully all on Sunday, where we will do the readings, because I know that somebody wanted one earlier. I'll just see if she's still listening or watching. Elizabeth, if you'd like to join us on Sunday, at the same time at 7, we do the World Beyond show, which is with Lee and Sue, which is a reading show, a more spiritual chat. But this is just one of those type of small places, and if we can get like a small community as well, because we could do the show, we do this, then we'll do the awareness group, and that would be brilliant. So I'll let you get back to EastEnders now. As I said, please stay in touch. If you find anything, give us a post, and I will do the same. And yeah, just enjoy life. But as I said, Michaela's just, but as I said, yeah, you can obviously, it will be on my post. And as I said, if you want to find it online, it's a journey through mediumship. Yeah, Journey Through Mediumship with Mavis Pittilla, and as I said, she does lots of videos of demonstrations and stuff if you want to see. But I do agree, she does sound like Sue, and I suppose that's why we clicked, because she sounds like Sue. But we're very old school. Anyway, stay safe until Sunday. And we've to put a post up, but as you know, we shall be there with bells on, not Christmas bells, but bells and whistles on Sunday with the team. Thank you for listening, and bye for now.